The Great War, a world in turmoil. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a conflict that reshaped the 20th century World War I, also known as the Great War. This wasn't just a European squabble, it was a global war that involved all the major powers of the time. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll explore the events that led to this devastating conflict, the major battles and technological advancements, and the lasting impact it had on the world. Part 1. A web of alliances. The early 20th century was a tinderbox of tensions in Europe. Nationalism was on the rise, and competition between empires was fierce. Two major alliances emerged, the Triple Alliance Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy, and the Triple Entente France, Russia, and Britain. These alliances were a web of promises to come to each other's aid in case of war. Part 2. The assassination that sparked a global conflict. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, in June 1914 is often seen as the trigger that set off the war. But it was more like the spark that ignited the tinderbox. Austria-Hungary blamed Serbia, a small Slavic nation, for the assassination and declared war. Russia, allied with Serbia, mobilized its army. Germany, honoring its alliance with Austria-Hungary, declared war on Russia and France. Part 3. A world at war. What began as a regional conflict quickly spiraled into a global war. Germany invaded neutral Belgium, dragging Britain into the fight. The Ottoman Empire joined the Central Powers Germany, Austria-Hungary, and their allies, while Japan sided with the Allied powers Britain, France, Russia, and their allies. The world was at war. Part 4. The Trenches, a stalemate of carnage. One of the defining features of World War I was trench warfare. Soldiers dug into elaborate networks of trenches, facing each other across a desolate no-man's land. Battles became stalemates of horrific attrition, with millions dying in barrages of machine gun fire and artillery. New technologies like poison gas and tanks emerged, adding another layer of horror to the conflict. Part 5. Beyond the Trenches, a global war. World War I wasn't just fought in the trenches of Europe. There were major battles on the Eastern Front between Russia and Germany, in Africa, and in the Middle East. The war also involved complex naval battles and the fight for colonial territories. Part 6. The Home Front, Women at Work and Propaganda. The war wasn't just fought on battlefields. The home front played a crucial role. Women entered the workforce in unprecedented numbers, filling the jobs left behind by men who were fighting. Propaganda machines on both sides churned out posters and films to demonize the enemy and rally public support.
Part 7. The tide turns and the road to Armistice 1917. The tide of the war began to turn. The United States entered the war on the side of the Allied powers, bringing much-needed fresh troops and resources. Germany launched a final offensive in 1918, but it was ultimately unsuccessful. Exhausted and facing revolution at home, Germany and its allies sued for peace. Part 8. The Legacy of the Great War. A world transformative war ended in November 1918 with the signing of the Treaty of Versailles. The treaty imposed harsh penalties on Germany, which many historians believe sowed the seeds of World War II. The Great War left a deep scar on the world. Millions were dead, empires were shattered, and a new world order emerged. World War I was a turning point in history. It shattered the optimism of the WorldWarI and ushered in a new age of uncertainty. The war's impact is still felt today. If you're interested in learning more about this complex and devastating conflict, I'll leave some resources in